Welcome to this session on SharePoint 2013 Document Libraries. Document libraries are lists with files. They can be files that are uploaded into the SharePoint or the portal. Those files can be Office documents, PDFs, images, and videos. The files can often be linked to other site areas. If you have Office documents that you're uploading, those documents support version control and check-in, check-out. Some important document libraries in SharePoint are the Documents Library. So the Documents Library stores any type of file, but it's generally used for Office documents and PDFs. It supports collaborative document creation with versioning and exclusive edit log. Second type of library is the Images Library, and it's meant to store pictures and videos on your site. The third type of document library is the Pages Library. It stores any content pages for your site, for example, the home page. It also uses version control and exclusive edit logs to allow for collaborative content management. How to upload documents in a SharePoint library? There are 4 different ways. You can just do a straight upload a single document. You can upload multiple documents. You can upload multiple documents with Windows Explorer, which also allows you to upload folders as well. And then there's new in SharePoint 2013. You can actually drag and drop your documents from Windows Explorer right into your SharePoint document library. The next few slides will show you each of these methods. To upload a single document, you click on New Document or Add a Document right from the document library. It brings up this little window where it asks you to choose a file. If you click on the Browse button, it'll bring you a Windows Explorer type box where you will select a single file to upload. If you want to upload multiple documents, it's the same method. So you click on Add Document in the document library, or you go to New Document in the ribbon. It brings up the same dialog box, but instead of clicking the Browse button, you click on the hyperlink that says Upload Files using Windows Explorer instead. Again, it brings up a Windows Explorer type dialog box, but here you're allowed to select more than one file at a time. You can select 2, 3, as many files as you wish and upload them into SharePoint. The third method to upload multiple documents using what's called the Explorer view is done from the ribbon in the document library. So in the ribbon at the top where you have Files and Library, you want to click on the Library tab. And then way over on the right-hand side, underneath the Export to Excel, is an icon that says Open with Explorer. That will allow you to click on, when you click on that, that will bring up a Windows Explorer window that will allow you to select as many files and folders and upload them into SharePoint. The fourth method, which is a new method for SharePoint 2013, is where you actually drag and drop files right into a SharePoint document library right on the page. Simply, what you do is select a document from your local computer and drag it towards the document library. When you drag it over the document library, the window will change to drag here, and then you can drop it in this space. You will see a box where you can actually just let go of the mouse and drop the button in. Once you've done dragging the document, you will see the upload progress bar as the document's being uploaded into SharePoint. Once the document has completed uploading, you will get an acknowledgement down below to say that upload has been completed and X amount of files have been added. Document libraries allow for what's called check-in and check-out capability. File checkout capability prevents multiple people from making changes to a file at the same time, which helps avoid conflicts and confusion over changes. Checking a file out allows you to lock the file so that only you can edit it. Others will be able to review a read-only copy of that file to the point where it was last checked in. When you're finished working with the file, you will check that file back into SharePoint, and that will allow others on your team to see the changes that you have made, or it will allow them to make changes too. Checking files in and out gives you more control when you track versions because a version is created only when you check a file into SharePoint, not each time that you open and close the file that you work on. Require checkout may also be enabled on a document library, which will force the checkout on a file when you edit it. File check-in You manually select the file in the document library, and then you click on the Check-in command button in the Documents tab of the ribbon. This happens automatically when you close Microsoft Word. Version history. Version history is also enabled on document libraries. If a list or a library your site tracks versions, you can view version history for items or files, providing you have read permission to the list or library. The version history contains information about when the file or item was changed, who changed it, and the information about what was changed. In document libraries, the version history might also contain comments that are written by the people who actually made the changes to the file. You can view version history in either of two ways, in a list or library on the site, like on the SharePoint site, or in your Microsoft Office 2010 application or 2013 application like Word, Excel, or PowerPoint. There's a view called the Backstage view, which allows you to view the version history of those documents as well, if they're saved in SharePoint. You can view the version history of any item or file in any list or library on your site to which you have read permissions to the site. Some document libraries are set up so that anyone can view all versions, whether major or minor, and other libraries limit viewership to minor versions to people who have specific versions. Major document versions are always in whole numbers, such as 1.0, 2.0, and so on. Minor versions are donated by decimals following a major version number, such as 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, and so on. Version history actions. There are three actions that you can do from the version history. You can view a file, you can restore a file, or you can delete a file. Viewing a file allows you to view the actual contents of that version of the file. Deleting a file allows you to delete that version of that file if it's no longer required. The third option here, Restore, allows you to restore a previous version of a file to make it the most current version. This is very useful if you realize you've been working on a document and you've made some edits that are no longer valid and you need to go back to a previous version of the document. All you would have to do is click on Restore, and that older version of the document is made the most current version in your document library. The Recycle Bin. The recycle bin provides a safety net when deleting documents, such as on your computer as well. So when you delete documents, list items, lists, folders, and files. When you or any of your site visitors delete any of the items from a website, the items are placed in the recycle bin of the site. If you delete a document, the file goes into the recycle bin. You click on the recycle bin below the quick launch. You can select the file to restore, so you can restore and move the file back to its source location, or you can delete the selection and move the file right to the admin bin. Files remain in the recycle bin for 30 days before automatically being removed into the SharePoint Administrator's recycle bin. Files stay in the SharePoint Administrator's recycle bin for 30 days as well before they're automatically purged by SharePoint. After 60 days, the files are automatically purged by SharePoint and there's no way for us to get them back. They are gone. Adding lists and libraries. Lists and libraries are now called apps in SharePoint. You just go to the Site Actions menu, so you click the little gear on the top right-hand corner, click on Site Actions, View All Site Content. All the lists and libraries in your site are listed there. All you need to do is click on Add an App for a new list or a new document library. So here we've clicked on the View All Site Content, and we can see a listing of all the lists and libraries on our site. So if we wanted to create a new document library, all we'd have to click on is Add an App. Here's a listing of some of the apps that are available in a SharePoint site. Again, there's a document library, a custom list, forum library, picture library, links, announcements, contacts, and calendar. But if you wanted to create a new document library, you would select Document Library. How to create a document library? So you first off navigate to the site and click on the Settings wheel again. Click on Add an App from the menu, or if you click on View Site Contents, it'll bring you to the page on the Site Contents page where you can actually add an app. You select Documents Library from your Apps page, and then you provide a name of the document in the name box, and then you click on Create, and your document library will be created. In this screen, the library has been created, and SharePoint is coming back to say it's a new document library and when it was created. Now I would like to show you a short demo on how to create a document library in SharePoint.
Welcome to an introductory course on document libraries. What is a document library? A document library is a place on a SharePoint site where you can share files with other people in your company. Let me show you an example. Here is a team site used by the sales department of a construction company. While the default document library is automatically included in the team site template, in this example, the sales team created a document library for monthly sales projections to share with the team, and you'll notice that people have already added files to this library. You can add almost any kind of file to a library, but the most common will be Office files, like Excel spreadsheets, Word documents, PowerPoint presentations, and OneNote files. Once the files are up on the site, they are accessible to the rest of the sales team. Now let's take a quick look at how to create a document library. To create a library, go to Settings, select Add an App, and look for and select Document Library. Type a name for the library here and then click Create. Now we have a brand new document library ready to be used. So you might be asking, where do I find a document library on a site? Most likely your team has a site already, and it may look similar to this one, or it may be quite different. Shared documents is a common name for a document library, but you might also see something like documents or team documents.
Thank you for attending this session on SharePoint Document Libraries. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to the IT Digital team and we'll be happy to answer your questions. Thank you.